say something?
Yeah, we won't be here this Saturday, but we support the efforts to make a difference in our community in regards to food insecurity. We still need volunteers for Pack a Million Meals on Saturday, September 7th in SFQ Arena. Sign up to GoRedbirds.com and please sign up in advance to help us pack a million meals. So we're going to have all the kids who are playing football in this game will be there. Look forward to the community getting out and helping for that. So with that, questions about this coming week? Yes.
Hey, Coach, would you care to comment a little bit on the relatives of their injuries, Mason King and Amir?
Yeah, I mean, they're it's a good question. I think everybody saw them come out of the game. Unfortunately, we don't have our own MRI machine here, and it's difficult to get in on Labor Day Monday. So we're working on that right now, and hopefully by the end of the day we'll have the images on them. But if you have big money, you play in the Big Ten, you get that done right in your own facility. They don't have that capability here. So we're gonna get those things done today, and so hopefully by tonight we'll have an idea what they are. I think both kids will be day to day, when we'll see what. As long as there's something that's not really bad, which I don't anticipate, but there could be. We want to make sure. So until we know about what we're exactly dealing with, we're going to wait until after the images come back and take a long look at it and then go with that. But right now, I'd say they're day to day.
Okay.
If that helps. Thank you for the question, though.
Mike, you got that mic close on?
How about that?
There you go.
Okay. Can't hear me up back there? God.
Some of the other guys who left the game here, Kessler and Cannon, how are those guys?
Cannon practiced today. Kessler, I would say he would have a much better chance than the other two that was mentioned earlier. He just had an X-ray this morning. He missed practice because he was on an X-ray machine. So again, we couldn't get in yesterday. So, but we'll hopefully that comes back. But going into the week, we were told that he has a better possibility probably. So we'll see on that. But good questions, yeah.
Watching the film this weekend, what were your thoughts from the quarterback?
A little disappointing on their accuracy, to be honest with you. Both have been throwing the ball very well. You don't know. Throwing the football has been around it for so long. Been around a spread offense when I was at my Purdue days. Even a guy like Drew Brees. I mean, it took him a while, to with several games under his belt till he got really comfortable and hot. And the passing game is something you have to do live, and it's hard to really simulate in practice. So I was disappointed in their accuracy. I thought we would throw the ball a little better than that. The first interception the time he threw, we had an inside fade off of it, and he's wide open. It's a 60-yard touchdown pass, and he forced it in. The corner actually was wrong. He should have been bailing and playing third, but he jumped the route, and that's why Dan Sopkins was wide open behind him, and he didn't see it. And it was one of the early plays of the game, and threw the interception. So those are things I think we need to get better at. I think both quarterbacks were, okay, but not great. They weren't good enough, let's put it that way, to win a game like that. That's for sure. But I both really good guys, and they work really hard at it, and they threw the ball well this morning, and just expect them to get better. It's just that. Playing live football is game day against a really top-notch defense. It's a lot different. Not many windows, but I was fairly surprised when I watched the tape that receivers were open, and our guys did a good job running routes, and we didn't get banged around like I thought we would, and got out physical. We didn't at that position, so that was good to see. I think it's just going to get better. That's the good news. The passing game will continue to get better. Anybody watched the Boston College game last night. You have to have a running. Your offense has to. We have to run the football here. We ran the ball more than we threw it Saturday, and So you like to have a nice balance like that. We were kind of somewhat balanced, but a little bit more runs and passes. But that's just who we are, and we just got to do a better job throwing the ball. So.
In Northern Alabama, that quarterback, that's a pretty good runner, isn't he? The guy that transferred.
He's a pretty good athlete. Yeah, he's from Stanford, I believe, right? Is that right? Yeah. Yeah. He long, tall, athletic. Yeah, he runs well, and Memphis is a very good team, and he got around their rushers a couple times and got on the perimeter when it came to scrambles. So. We're gonna have our hands full trying to keep him in the pocket, and because he moves well, and he's long and tall, and so it's a combination. It's difficult to defend sometimes, but I think our guys will play really hard, and it's an effort thing. Great pass rushing is really all about effort first and technique second. So we totally expect to be a little bit better than we were last week, even. So
He'll take off if you get pressure on him when he uses it.
he will. He's not he'll sit in the pocket. He's not afraid to throw it. I mean, he shows courage and hangs in there and throws the football pretty well, I think. And he's not a guy that's going to just run to run. He's going to run to avoid pressure. And if that's what the pass requires, a move pass, he'll move a little bit. But he's going to do what he's supposed to do. But he has the ability to scramble, yes. And he's done some good things with that here in our first two games.
What do they do defensively?
They're an interesting. It's sometimes it's 3 down, sometimes it's 4 down. They move in and out, and they have pressures, and they run well, and they're the secondary's sound and very, very athletic. So it'll be another very competitive game, I think. And we'll have to play really well to move the ball. That's kind of what they are. They mix in zone and man coverages, and they're good at what they do. And they'll send backers and safeties and all kinds of stuff to confuse you. So.
How did this game present itself? This is sort of an unusual non-conference game.
I don't remember. It's been so long. I don't really remember. All I wanted to do is move it, and we didn't want to come back and play. It was the third game, and then we had to come back and play. Or it had been our fourth game, right? And we had to play NDSU after a long trip like this, and I didn't want to do that, so we moved it. So.
It is a home and home.
Yeah, and they'll be back here next year. So.
But
Yeah.
is there an attraction to playing it? You normally don't play teams out of this league.
I don't know.
Very often.
We can't find any games, so it's a game if someone wanted to play. So that's only. I really don't know how it all came about. Just we have there's companies out there that they schedule football games and basketball games, and they needed a game, so did we, and they got us together and we did a home and home, and it's kind of how it worked out. Yeah, both.
What league are they in?
UAC.
UAC.
It's newly formed about 2 years ago.
Second half against Iowa, do you consider that more fatigue on the defensive side, or were there other factors that really played in there?
I think we were gassed. Absolutely. I don't think there was any question about that. You watch us play, and and then a personal foul on a kickoff to start the half was really bad, and that just kind of started the momentum rolling, and it turned into a good field position, and in turn they were in 4-down territory, and they were. And it makes it much more difficult to defend the team. So we shot ourselves in the foot with that, but we didn't. Yeah, we weren't able. The kids were trying to play fast and get off of blocks, but the problem in a game like that, Randy, is when you give if you could say you're in a 12-round title fight, okay, all of a sudden. You have to fight 2 extra rounds because you did something to turn the ball. In our case, turn the ball over. All right, so now you go back in and play 2 more rounds. They get 2 more possessions or 3 more possessions, and now you're wearing your defense out. and you don't have any chance because they come off the field and they have to go right back in there. And so that's the problem with turnovers. And in that game, that couldn't happen. We just couldn't do that. And we work hard on the sudden change situations. We won our first two, I think. We won the first two sudden changes. So if you hold them to a field goal, you win or less. And one we held them with no points, and the other one we held them to a field goal. So we held up pretty well. But like a boxing match, those jabs, those straight right hands start wearing a fighter out. And then in rounds 10, 11, 12, those add up, and the fatigue sets in, and you get knocked out. And that's kind of what happened to us, I think. I'm a little bit part of it, not everything, but and you have to have success. And just if you move the chains, first downs are always important, just to give your defense a rest. And things were coming at them really fast and furious in the second half. So, but we had some things where we lost 2 possessions in the first half, which was bad. So that's why we can't do that.
How physical of a game was it, now that you've had a chance to look at it? Is that one of the more physical games your teams have been through in your tenure?
Oh, I think we played really physical.
Right. Yeah,
and
I thought it was pretty even the first half, but
I think
like it was a violent
I don't think it was even. I think we out-hit them in the first half. If you went defense to defense, our kids hit them and hit them hard. And now second half, yeah. I mean, and they we wore down. I mean, it's just there's no other word for it. I don't know how. I was thought on a bus on the way home. Is there anything we could have done conditioning? Now, you can't get ready for that. I mean, there's just nothing you can do in football to do that, to play a game like that. I mean, it's just at least the first game. You obviously we wanted to control the ball a little bit better if we could and give our defense a little bit of rest. That'd been great, but no, I thought we hung in there pretty well physically, and it got tough in the fourth quarter. Really, the fourth quarter is when it really kind of fell apart.
I saw Gaines one time. I think he was totally exhausted.
Yeah, but that's kind of him. he's not a great cardiovascular guy, but he actually hung in there for a while, a lot longer than I thought he would. He gets he gets all excited, but he was pretty tired. But I don't. Not well. Yeah, you have to fight through all that, and until every year is different, and just because you got some players coming back, and a lot of our guys didn't play on Saturday, but you're gonna have to learn how to win every year, and you got to go back into a situation where you learn how to win you just can't assume. You can't assume these guys. Well, if you have a couple guys that are returning, hey, that's great, but that doesn't make them any better. And it's because of returning. They've had to learn some things, and they have to get ready for we haven't. That game was physical, obviously it was, and we got leaned on in the and those blows end up causing issues. But you have to rise up in those occasions, and we weren't quite as. We didn't have a couple of guys available to us, up front, and some of those guys got wore out, but. I was pretty proud of the way they played in the first half, and for most of the third quarter, they kind of fell all apart. But I think they realize, they being our team, that they realize they have a chance to be pretty good if they can, just get better at certain things, and little things are what make a big difference. And in that game, it's magnified when you play a team like that.
Did you notice it reading the team Sunday when you guys went back at it that they were ready to turn the page?
Yeah, they moved on. We practiced under the lights, which made it nice. It was cooler, and it was very nice practice. So yeah, I thought they had pretty good energy on Sunday. That's a good question. I thought they were pretty energized. We let them sleep a little bit, and try to rest up, and then we wanted to get a light practice underneath our belt before we went and played a night game. So, but yep, Sunday was they moved on.
Most FCS teams that are good, like yourself, end up playing about the same way you did, and wearing out in the fourth quarter. That I could tell anyway.
Good observation. what I observe right now is what you saw Saturday or last weekend is the gap has gotten wider. And I don't care what anybody says, the gap is wider. And it's probably time for us to play group of 5 teams, a little more in our wheelhouse, because you look at the money's being spent and for paying those guys to play, and I'm just speaking for mid-major schools, and I'm not us particularly, but they're rating our best players, and you get a kid, you work for the kid for 4 or 5 years, and all of a sudden, or 3, 4 years, and he's ready to play, and he takes off, and after one good year, so it's not good, and I guess this is what you want. If you want to have 25 teams that are really good, or 30 teams, and this is what you're gonna get, because the amount of money. I was talking to my wife after the game. She was just ranting and raving. She's been to Iowa probably 10 times. She goes, "You should see this, this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Oh my God, this was awesome." They had food trucks. They had people on top of buildings, brand new, all this stuff. Where do you think that money comes from? It comes from college football. College football makes a ton of money, and we're trying to keep up with that here, and it's difficult. And you're seeing the difference. When your number 1 team in the country gets 44 hung on them, that's a really good football team, Oklahoma State, I'm sure. And I get it, I understand. There's a couple teams that got made good runs, but it just doesn't feel like it's what it was the last 10 years. It's getting wider and wider and wider. And I think the gap within Power 5 or group of Power 4, whatever you want to call them, is widening.
Yes, it is.
I'm just saying. U has all the gold, makes all the rules. And there's a certain amount of schools in this country that are going to have all the gold. And it's going to be very, very difficult, So that is. So.
It'll be pretty difficult for some of those people that are in that league with the gold, too. Some of these people
Yeah.
are going to get their ass kicked.
Yeah, they are. They're going to. And because, as nice as some of these places are we've played, they ain't Ohio State, Michigan now. They ain't USC.
Yeah.
They ain't LSU. They're not Georgia. Yeesh. Yeah. So it's what Coach Saban said it. He called it out. He said, "This is great for us. It's not great for for his alma mater, which is Kent State. It's not good for them. It's gonna be harder and harder and harder." And I don't know. Well, yeah, we'll see what happens, and we'll see. I think cooler heads will prevail, and maybe we'll find attorneys that can defend us, and we'll make the right rules and make it more competitive again. But right now, it's really out of control. It's a wild west right now, and and to be honest, what happened to Coach Ferentz? What? You're paying guys $1 million to play the game. Because someone called the guy on the wrong day or something. What are we doing? It's just, come on. You can't be kidding me. You got guys throwing. Yeah, there's people. Oh yeah, okay. They're making an example of a guy with sterling reputation. It's, it is. It's BS. It's crazy, absolutely absurd. But it is what it is. I guess the NCAA is still in charge, so we better be quiet. Doesn't seem like it, though, does it? All right, what else you guys got? This press conference is falling apart.
Will I be interviewing next week for the pregame?
Oh yeah. I don't worry about that. They shouldn't have to worry about the little Redbirds over here. But I know they're trying to fix everything. It's just a tough world we live in right now. It's just bizarre. So, but any other questions? All right, thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming.